Welcome to another episode of a Wanderer's Way podcast. I'm your host, Dustin, and today we're talking about issues in the gaming industry. And yes, there are quite a bit. In fact, I actually think the gaming industry now is way worse than what it used to be. And I don't mean as in all the games offered to us, I don't mean it as a whole, but I mean with how they're taking advantage of the consumer and giving us less products or terrible products. I think that is why I feel the gaming industry now is actually significantly worse. And let me explain. And I'm going to start with one of the biggest ones, one of the biggest games out there, one of the biggest companies, and why I think it's totally not worth $60, not even $30 at this rate. So, with that being said, it is Madden 22. The entire Madden series from EA. Okay. So I know there's a lot of people that love this game, and I've been playing it today, actually. Because I don't have I don't have what I desire. So I needed to tweak everything, all the sliders to make it feel like something like ESPN NFL 2K5. We haven't had a football game like that since that one. And let me explain what I think is the biggest issue with the gaming industry. And it starts with this game and this company, EA. So when you look at Madden, there's actually less features than what there used to be from the PS2 days. Seriously. So for one, as you know, gamers are not just only gamers. They are creators. They strive to be in full control. So once upon a time in the Madden series, and it used to be good, you were able to make your own team from the ground up. Your own stadium and appearance and logos and designs and everything. That's completely gone. And with all these games nowadays, you can actually customize your own character, especially NBA 2K. And you can make yourself look exactly like you, but there's nothing like that in the Madden series. And then the franchise is stale. It's the exact same as it's been for what, 8 years? And they're now just incorporating stuff from the 2K series, 2K5. The things that should have been taken a long time ago, such as, hey, we're going to do an up-close presentation of fans and cheering or frowning or whatever, all dressed up and stuff. It's like, dude, they did that back in 2K a long time ago. Now, with that one thing being a really big issue, here's the other one with this same exact thing. Why make a game that's $60 both on previous generation and the newer generation? Same price, but leave out features of such that are so simple, there's no reason for it to actually be not there. Such as what I just spoke about, the fans. Yeah. Or presentation. Yeah. So, the new game, Madden 22, if you go to Xbox One or PlayStation 5, you get great, I can't say great, but a lot better presentation for your games when you go into the new games. And you get a new feature where you have momentum. Someone gets a sack, your momentum fades. You get a touchdown, your momentum rises. Da 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 da. And the crowd is loud. And then you got the one where it actually shows the crowd, like they used to do on 2K. So that was 2004 when they had that, showing the crowd and everything, and up close and the cheers and all that. The issue is those 3 features for the new game are only for the new generation consoles. When did we get to the time in the gaming industry where the gaming companies themselves want you on the newer consoles, so they will leave out features, which these features will not actually hurt the gameplay at all or the performance on the previous generation consoles? When did we really get to that time? Because I don't remember that before. Now, I know there's certain features that require certain graphical components and speed, performance, and such that would enhance the game to use stuff like that. But these 3 things don't, no. Graphically, I've actually seen a lot better than the Madden series out of a lot of games. Even simulators games are better graphically than Madden series. But that's a different case there. But you see what I'm talking about right now, though? You're paying $60 for a game that still hasn't listened to the people, that still hasn't followed what made the 2K series so damn good back in the day, removing features, a lot of them, and then they're adding features only to new console generation, but you're still paying $60 for it. All of that, $60. Go previous generation, $60. If this was a port, like a lot of games nowadays, like take a look at a Cooking Simulator, for example. That's a PC game. Really good too. They have it ported onto the Switch. The price hasn't changed. And a lot of games are doing that. Just like if Madden ported it over to the Nintendo Switch, the price would probably still be $60, even though significant loss of graphics and features and everything. So these are the things that I feel are the major issues with the gaming industry today. Instead of following what customers want, they're pushing out games so fast so they have it every single year, and so that they can keep getting money at the expense of the consumer's money, and horrible gaming experiences and bugs and so much lacking features, and like, oh, this will be for the next time. No, it should be a complete game now. You improve onto that feature for the next game. That's how it should be. You should be able to have it perfected by now. Like, you've been around for a long time. You should have this shit perfected, and you're just improving on it every year, along with adding newer features and more stuff to existing features, not removing anything. So, and there's another one for an example too. And I love NASCAR games, but oh my word. The last NASCAR game that was actually good, it's none of the Heat games. I can't stand the Heat games. But you go back to, what is it, NASCAR 15. Now, in that game, they had a wonderfully built customization feature where you could truly create your own car from the ground up. Design it how you want, add your own kind of sponsorships, your own style of numbers, all straight from creativity. The best customizations that I've ever seen in a NASCAR game. What? We've had 4 NASCAR Heat games now since then, and you're stripped of all that. One gave you designs you had to choose from, others just boring. There's nothing there. And now we have the brand new NASCAR game coming out, and I'm really excited about this. NASCAR 21 Ignition. It looks amazing, and they're making it simulation based. And this is what I want. I think a lot of people do too. But I'm still worried about a few things. They're missing features from previous games too. And I understand you built from the ground up. But you know what? I would rather skip this year for a NASCAR game and wait for next year for you to build upon it with all the features we used to have from the previous game and improving upon those for that game and starting that new game. And I've already seen the customization in it, and there's some cool things in there, but it's still not like it used to be in 15. And this is what's really seems to be wrong. Instead of listening to what a lot of customers ask for, they go upon, well, this is my game. I'll take what they want and I'll do what I want more. That's what it seems like, at least. If it's not, it's totally what it seems like. But there's a lot of these games like this, and the only games that I found that are actually not lacking in features and not removing everything are the Atelier games. Atelier Ryza 2 was great sequel to the first one. And this game series has been around a long time. But it's so interesting to see how the top makers of gaming will seriously push out a game so fast. So the last game from EA that I thought was actually pretty decent, and let's scratch out the Battlefield series for a minute. I hate saying Battlefield because I love it, but I hate that it's with EA. But take out Battlefield for a second. Outside of Battlefield, the last game from EA that I thought was actually pretty decent and it was a step forwards was Need for Speed Heat. It's literally going back to the underground times. Now, there's some things there that could have been improved upon, especially the storyline and stuff, but it wasn't too bad. But the customization is beautiful. So much you can do with customization. I spend so much time with that. But it's stuff like that where EA can improve upon and make it better. Why can't you do that with Madden? You know, they're showcasing the same thing they did with the NBA Live, which was the worst basketball game of all time. And now look at it. They're not making it anymore. It's because they stuck with what they wanted. Instead of improving and making it how the fans want, they've ignored it and said, this is our way. Well, where did that get you? And now they keep buying other companies, and it's not working out for me, at least. Now, I'm not really downing on Madden. Like, I have a love-hate relationship, more of a hatred for it. And it's just because when I look at stuff like these games, like, how can you remove features? How can you take over something completely so you have zero competition and you don't take what that one competitor's game actually had over yours, or 15 things? Like, man, NFL 2K5 can still beat Madden 22 with ease. That franchise was absolutely phenomenal. The best franchise in any sports game that I've really played, besides NBA 2K. I think that's pretty damn good. The gameplay itself was hard. It wasn't so easy. I didn't really have to adjust anything. The statistics were accurate, especially for quarterbacks. You know, the stats for them, the attributes. Like, there wasn't no 99 and that's your perfect player. No. Like, these were real stats that made sense and really fit. You had great presentation, you had highlight reels, you had halftime shows, post-game shows, you had the crowd where it showed them. And this is back on the PlayStation 2 and I think original Xbox and Dreamcast. I think it was Dreamcast, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Dreamcast was also another one. This game, and it was only $20. $20 freaking dollars. And it was the best football game ever made and ever will be. until someone else comes out or 2K takes over and hopefully brings Sega back in to redo what they used to do. So let's really take this as a whole right now. There's a lot of issues with the gaming industry. Now, as a whole, there's ones that balances out. There are some excellent underrated companies out there that are amazing and they really listen to the fans and they really add into it. And when I say add into it, let's go back to the NASCAR game real quick because I actually wrote the company for the new NASCAR 21 Ignition. And one of the many things that I added in there and told them, hey, I think this would really make it a step up for their game. And that's adding in, you gotta have it more realistic. Like, you can sit there and have your own career and race for 10 years. You're not gonna see the same guys for 10 straight years. You need to have random rookies coming in. You need to have others retiring. You need to have injuries or career-ending injuries, stuff like that to kind of really, really make it dynamic and authentic. And then you need where each car will change. Like, everyone has a different contract. As you see it in real NASCAR, stuff like that happens. I was like, you can add something like iRacing has. A randomizer for designs and sponsorships, and you can create your own. You don't have to have real sponsors. You can create like 5,000 different kind of logo designs and stuff like that for vehicles. So over time, they can be used. You can use it yourself, and everything feels new, fun, fresh. So every time when you're racing each season, yeah, it's like a real new season. You're racing at the same track, but you're racing against new people, new rookies that are kicking your butt too. Or suck and they only race for 1 year. But that's the whole point. And this is the one thing I actually pitched to him. I haven't seen anything yet. However, I did read some Twitter comments specifying that they have a what the hell they call it, a funny season or something. I literally can't remember. But I heard this is actually the first time I've heard of it. I think I might have heard of it a long time ago, but I don't remember. But I was like, what are you guys talking about? And then they explained it, and I was like, oh, that's similar to the idea I just pitched. But yeah, so if that actually gets included, then it's really nice to see a company actually listening to the customers. And not a whole lot of companies actually do that. Well, with that being said, these are just my thoughts, my opinions on what are the biggest issues in the gaming industry, especially with the profits and consumer paying so much. And I'd love to hear everyone else's perspectives and views on this. What do you think? Why do you think they're doing this? Or do you think I'm making too much of a issue with this, or do you actually think it's actually a real issue as well? So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you here next Tuesday.